A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the People's Forum of In the Streets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, while I was watching my television last night, I heard our Prime Minister on the television, and it was making a lot of sense and it was talking some great things until he got to the point when he said, no Jamaicans must be anonymous to the state. I felt a little taken back with that. Having spent almost 30 years in the United States, somewhat I was anonymous to the United States. You know the reason why? I was a conscious black man living in the United States of America. And I got my consciousness from I was 23 years old when I just got to the United States of America. And I found out that suddenly I was black. I started to observe how black people was treated. And I found out that almost every race of persons or people treated black people just the same way. They treat us like we are at the bottom of the ladder. So I started to research and research and research, and I found out that we weren't at the bottom of the ladder. Matter of fact, we are at the top of the ladder because civilization started with us. And that's the truth. I'm not trying to be racist or biased here. And I found out that mostly our young brothers like myself were going into prison left, right, and center. As a matter of fact, the statistics says the United States is the only country to have over 1 million people behind bars, locked up. And if you check the stats on that, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see where it's mostly African American, or the African, the black man. And I started to research the prison system as a young man, 23 years old, and I found out that the prison system is very, very degrading. Every move that you make, your strip search, your mouth search, your buttocks search, and that tells me that takes away the pride and the dignity for a man to bend over and another man looking up his rectum. I didn't like that too much. So I stayed very clean and I tried not to get myself involved where the system of the United States could bend me over and look in my buttocks. And ladies and gentlemen, I stayed clean. I did the right thing. I got a job. And I stay away from the judiciary system of the United States of America. And I'm very happy for that. And I hope my sons are listening. I really do hope that my children are listening to stay clear of the judiciary system, because it's nothing but a plantation. Free labor. When they have so many black men locked up as free labor. And I'm saying now back to Jamaica, 2017. And I'm speaking on what the Prime Minister says, that no Jamaicans should be a stranger or anonymous, in using his own words, to the state. I'm saying if I'm a Jamaican and I stay clear of breaking the law, I do everything within my right as a citizen not to be arrested and not to go to jail. I think that's no business of the government to really want to find out who I am. Matter of fact, the only thing that they should ask me is, how did I do it? Can you help us to help some young youths? No killer, no wanted man is going to come up and give up all these information that they requested. None. I'm telling you, I've been in the streets and I've heard them every day. They're not going to come forward. And also, ladies and gentlemen, what kind of an incentive is that? Because as a young man, most young law-abiding citizens, most young Jamaican men stay abreast of the law. They make sure to go to school, they make sure they get their little jobs, whatever that might be, or whatever, how little they earn. And they make sure, ladies and gentlemen, they stay within the framework of the law. And I think with this new identification system coming up, right, the only way that I would agree with this national identification system is if you break the law, you commit a crime, and then once the state has a hold of you, that they can do just about anything they want with you, because you put yourself in that predicament. I'm trying my best to stay clear of the laws. A lot of times I could have gotten angry, I could have dealt with situation otherwise, but because of my intellect and because of my teaching and because of my upbringing, I stay clear of breaking the law. Our young men should have an incentive. The incentive that they should have is a community center, guidance counselors, and not just for school but for within the communities, motivational speakers, role models within the community, because there's a lot of great role models that lies within every single community across this country. And I think that $9 billion, if I had possession of that $9 billion, I'm not going to be no national identification system. I'm going to make sure I take care of the problem that is creating the problem in the first place. You know what is creating this wanton killing, murder, and all that? It's because the system is set up in such a way that they don't care about what causes the problem. And what causes the problem, ladies and gentlemen, is social interference. If you want to change crime, you have to first change the people. The people are the ones who commit crime. Why are they committing these crimes? We first ask the question, why? Why are these people in Jamaica killing each other? Well, I spoke about the chemtrail, and I'm not going to back down from that. I think chemtrail plays a very important part. And I also spoke about the music, that tone that beats at your mind. I spoke about that at length. But ladies and gentlemen, when I look back, it makes me nervous now, because when you look at the national identification system, this system is set up that it can scan up to 1 billion. Yeah, in the Maldives country, this national identification system can scan up to 1 billion fingerprint in a second. 1 second, whoops, 1 billion fingerprint to scan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, with all these personal information about your blood type, your DNA, all personal, how you carry yourself, how you work, the type of work you do, your health issues, and so on. I think this is a big reservoir for organ donating. If you look at it, one can easily tap into the system of 3 million people and say, okay, participant 3,560 is compatible with a rich man over there that needs a heart. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not implying anything. Participant 4,600 over there is compatible to that rich man who needs a kidney. Participant 7,864 is compatible with that man who needs the lungs, that rich man who needs the lungs. So it makes me think, is this an organ pooling system where the wealthy, the elite all over the world, with this system set up, plug into the system whenever they need a heart, plug into the system whenever they need a lungs, a kidney, plug into the system whenever they need eyes, plug into the system, because instantaneously they can tell that you are compatible to you and you are compatible to you, and bam, there you go as a donor, an involuntary donor. These are just some of the things that keep coming up in my mind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to scare you, but at least these thoughts keep coming to me. The ancestors keep speaking to me. The Marcus Garvey, the Nanny of the Maroons, the Sam Sharp, the Paul Vogel, they keep coming to me in my sleeps at night, and I keep hearing them. And they keep telling me that this does not look good. This looks like it's plantation all over again. Now, I sent a message recently, and I asked the Prime Minister to explain. And he did came on TV. I don't know if he responded to my message that I sent to him. And he tried to explain away a few things. But when he said, no Jamaican must be anonymous to the state, Mr. Prime Minister, that does not sit too well with me. I'm an ex-member of the Jamaica Defense Force. I'm an ex-member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. I'm a former green card holder. They have all my fingerprint, they have my thumbprint. But what more do they need? This is positively identify who Claude Sinclair is. So I don't know, this doesn't rub too well with me. I'm just saying this as a concerned citizen of this country, and we're talking about democracy, the freedom to express oneself. You know what I mean? And these thoughts keep coming through my mind. What if they want us as a human reservoir of organs? You read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. I need not say anymore. You're smart enough, you're intelligent enough to know the hell what is going on. I want crime to drop or finish with completely in my country. I don't want another person to be murdered. I don't want another person to be killed. But can the national identification system stop that? Can it? Social interference, social introduction, social involvement, infrastructure changes in some of these poor, filthy, dilapidated area that we call home for some of our poor citizens. $9 billion could do a lot. And let me tell you something, $9 billion spent correctly in this country can bring crime down to practically zero. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just my thought on it. Thank you very, very, very much for listening. And I do hope that you can have a great day. Thank you.